we have two competitors. We have GPT OSS and we have Claude Opus 4.1. And today they're going to compete on who can create the best business model that can make 10K a month. I'm going to rate their answers, see if it's reasonable or not, or if I would actually use them. And if you are starting out in this AI space, I think it's super important to understand, first of all, how to make money with this, and second of all, how to understand the LLMs that you use on a daily business, because these are how you will power your agency and how you do everyday tasks. So in this video, we're going to have a fight to the death to see who will win this competition. So to start off, GPT released a new model that is open source, that has the same power as 4.0 mini and can run on basically a high-end laptop. And that's pretty good. And then we have Opus 4.1, which came out today as well, which is a just improvement over Opus 4. So now we have two competitors that just dropped on the same day, so it makes sense to have them fight to the death. And these are the outputs. Basically, you can see that these two models are almost just as good as OpenAI 03, and we're going to be using the one that is 2 billion parameters, which basically means the amount you can have. For example, we have this one where it is smaller than the one that is 6 times its capacity, where it can do a lot more with slightly better results. So pretty interesting, to say the least. We're gonna see which one is better. So we have this prompt right here, and it's going to be super interesting to see basically who has the better business idea. So it's going to craft our response on how to basically make the most money, and you're welcome to actually take these ideas and use them, because these models are super smart and these ideas are not as bad as you think. So please take them. So it's saying SaaS founders and digital course creators. I 100% agree. These people will always take up offers that will save them time or just help them manage just so many people. And we have our sales, marketing, and offer optimization. And I really like how it's telling me to turn one piece of content into 20 different assets. That's a really good mentality to have when it comes to just content in general. And then I like how it's doing pricing, because I would say if you are if you have connections, you can definitely sell automations at this price. It's a little bit unreasonable to go any higher than that, to be honest. But as you just progress and you get better and better, I'm for sure you can close deals like this, which is really crazy to think about. And then it gives you the kind of just how to gain clients and really just nurture them to trust you, which I think is huge. It lists the tools that you need, super insightful, and a 30-day launch time. Once again, it is really cooking with this one. And it even lists the risks that you will face. So overall, I will rate this I think at 8.5. Pretty impressive. The reason why it's not perfect is because sometimes AI will just repeat ideas. That's a good thing because the best ideas are kind of like trends. So if you can ride this trend, do it for 30 days, then you'll ride the wave. And we're going to ask it who will win, you or ChatGPT? OSS. And you see, it makes a good point, but I think the issue is that we will always use one over the other. So I think that it's interesting to see it answered like that, but I was just curious what it would say. But now on to GPT OSS, 2 billion or 20 billion parameters, and see what its results. So okay, so it's listing B2B SaaS founders, and then pain points, lead qualification, wasted time, manual error-prone windows and workflows, lack of AI-driven offers. Okay, and then for a monthly fee, I think that this is way too low, because the higher you set your prices, the more likely that they will actually respect your offer. Because if you have oh, let's do $200 a month, people don't want that. That's way too low. Or let's do $1,000 for the whole thing. That's still way too low. You have to think way bigger with this. And so I like Claude's answer because it is just bigger, and you actually have to show up with confidence and actually achieve that. Where sometimes if you have answers like these, it's just way too low and short. And then I think that the ebook is kind of a weird one. I think that it would make sense to do more like a YouTube on showing the growth hacks versus reading about it, because I think that it's people want to see the tech versus reading about it. So that's my insights. And on the marketing, I don't like the lack of an answer, because marketing is just, it needs a little bit more attention. These all need a little bit more attention. I also don't like how it has Claude in its answers. That's pretty annoying. Overall, I would say that I think that Claude clearly wins at helping you make your first 10K a month, just by the fact that it lists more in detail. It's a little bit hard to vary. It's being a lot more realistic than I think ChatGPT open source model. It is what it is. So now I kind of want to talk about the difference between closed and open source, and why you should even care. So the reason why you should care is because Claude is super expensive, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to use it in all your workflows. But if you use a model like ChatGPT in LM Studios, it costs nearly pennies, even cheaper than DeepSeek's model, which tanked the internet because of how cheap it was. right? Pretty crazy. And think about open source as like it having training based on the whole internet, and then think about closed models as like it having a little bit of a limit and it not being as up to date as some of the Chinese models, which would be trained a lot more recent and have pretty relevant data. And with open source, anyone can use it. A lot of people in the East use it because they're not as blessed as Americans. But yeah, that's the difference between open and closed models and how you can use AI to weaponize and make your first 10K a month. And the winner of this race is Claude. So thank you for tuning in into this video to see who would win in this competition. But yeah,